Hey y'all, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Brianna Whiteside, and today we're talking about money because we are on a journey to become millionaires in this economic downturn. And I'm so excited to be on this journey because I missed the 2020 cycle. I hope you're excited to be on this journey too so that you won't miss the 2025 cycle. Before we get started, I want to ask you to please like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and leave me a comment. If I say something that resonates with you, it does help the algorithm. It does allow YouTube to push this video out to more people. And if you think believers should be more profitable in these types of economies, then you're going to want to help me spread this message. In today's video, it's going to be a little bit of encouragement, and I'm going to be reflective of my journey building wealth, but I also want to encourage you as I reflect. Ahead of time, I want to ask you to forgive me. I'm going to be looking over at my computer because I'm in the middle of a trading day. You all know I trade options. I'm in the middle of a trading day, and I don't like to stay in these trades too long because they can reverse, and then I'm going to be crying, spitting, and farting. So I'm going to be looking here and looking here at the camera just to ensure that I secure the money that I want to secure in the market today. All right, y'all. In today's video, I just want to encourage you and let you know that no decision or no step is too small. And the reason that I want to talk about that and I want to kind of give you that insight and awareness is because up on my Instagram just last night, it reminded me, you know how you can look on your stories and see what you were sharing on your stories like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I look back at my insights from my stories, and one of the insights showed my no spend Monday. And if you don't know what no spend Monday is, it was a system or ultimately a strategy that I employed to kind of help me start getting my spending in order. Hey friends, good morning. Brianna Whiteside here, reminding you that today is no spend Monday, which means you're going to keep your coins tucked away today. We're trying to have more money than month, and you'd be surprised what this small adjustment will do for your overall budget. Try it out. Don't spend any money today. Bring your coffee to work, bring your lunch to work, bring your water to work. I got all mine in the passenger seat as I do this video. And yeah, let's just be better stewards over our money. I completely understand some of us don't know where to start when we're trying to get out of debt, and even consumer debt. And I have. And this is one of the things that I implemented into my strategy. So I hope it encourages you. I hope it helps you. And I'll see you soon. So I needed to rein in my spending. So I implemented this thing called No Spend Monday. It was a very basic idea. What I did was didn't spend on Monday. So I ensured that I had all my gas. I ensured that I went grocery shopping. Like, I just made sure that I did not whip out my debit card or my credit card for anything that day. And if I did have a thought to spend, I would go ahead and look up the price of the thing I was thinking about buying and transfer that to my savings account. So that is how I started to build wealth. What's so funny is that people laugh at that. People really laugh like, oh my God, no spend Monday, ha ha ha, it ain't gonna be nothing, blue, blue. Like, people literally criticize my no spend Monday. Even though I was just sharing my journey with them, they criticized it and they laughed at it. But No Spend Monday became a thing. Every Monday, I was going on Instagram saying, you know what today is? It's No Spend Monday, which means we're not pulling out our wallets for anything, right? We're on a journey to build financial freedom. And that was No Spend Monday. But that small thing of No Spend Monday allowed me to begin to build up my savings account. And so it seemed insignificant. It didn't seem like it was a big deal, but it became a big deal because I was retraining my brain to not spend. And as a result, I was like, okay, you was going to buy something. So those pain receptors were going to go off, or that satisfaction, that dopamine hit from you buying something was going to go off. Well, let's let it go off by transferring that money to your savings account. And it literally did. Like, that was when I was trying to save my first $1,000. I have not been on this wealth building journey long, y'all, but it feels like such a long time. I've learned so much, but I was trying to save my first $1,000, and it felt like, oh my God, a never ending journey. But that No Spend Monday, that mentality that I had went ahead and implemented and stuck to, because it was just about discipline, I managed to reach all of my financial goals, which ultimately, as you all know, if you've been watching the channel, has helped me leave my career 10 months ago and and move to a different state. And so I want you to know that it doesn't really matter if people support your journey or not. It doesn't matter, because sometimes you're going to have to make them believers. And the only way you're going to have to make them believers is to see them doing the thing. One of my brothers always says, you know, it's so funny, when I first announced that I was going to get out of consumer debt early 2019, I was like, yeah, she ain't finna do this. That's impossible, because in our family, we were just accustomed to having people in debt. Right. And so when I said, oh, I'm going to get out of this consumer debt, he started, he's like, okay, we're going to see. And he messed around and found out. Okay. He messed around MAFO. Okay. He messed around and found out. And then that encouraged him to start getting his money together. What am I saying? Just because people are not on board in the beginning does not mean that you still can't do what you said just you were going to do. It doesn't really matter if no one supports you. It doesn't really matter if no one believes in your vision. The only thing that really matters is you believing in your vision. The only thing that really matters is you sticking to the plan that you implemented before all of the external things came to kind of shake you out of that plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does not matter. You do not need as much support as you think you need. And sometimes support is like a crutch. Sometimes support can be seen as a crutch, because you feel like, if I don't have support, then I can't do this. It doesn't matter. If God told you to do something, or you have a goal to do something, it doesn't matter if you don't have the support. Do you have the discipline? Discipline will carry you further than inspiration, than encouragement, than motivation. Discipline. Do you have the discipline? And that is what I want you to start building up. As you're thinking about building wealth, discipline goes hand in hand with building wealth and or getting out of debt. It's the word we don't like. It is, and then because we don't like it, we always have to try to depend on God to bail us out of a situation that we can think our way out of, that we can strategize our way out of, that we can discipline our way out of. You don't need as many crutches as you think you need. You don't need as much support as you think you need. All you need is discipline. And that is how you start to build grit. That is how you start to build stamina. That is how you start to build confidence. Trust me, y'all. I'm not, I know I'm preaching to the choir probably, but I'm not saying this to come down on you. I'm saying this because I know what it feels like to think, I need all of this support. I need everyone cheering me on. The beginning of my wealth building journey, friends, people were silent. People were silent. They weren't saying nothing. They wasn't cheering me on. They were like, okay, we'll see, whatever. And then when it happened, oh, good for you. Oh, that's amazing. Like, the same people, some people at the time were criticizing my journey. Those same people who were criticizing and saying I was doing the most, right? They said I was doing the most back then. I've been able to help them in financial struggle, in their times of financial struggle. And they've also come to me like, hey, I need to book a strategy session with you. I need to get my money together now, because I'm on the other side of it. So it didn't matter. Did it hurt my feelings a little bit? Yeah. But did it matter in the long term, in the grand scheme of things? No, because I said, I am going to do this thing, this No Spend Monday. No Spend Monday eventually turned into, or segued into, Rich Auntie on a Budget. Now listen, Rich Auntie on a Budget was literally me jumping in and out of clothes, as my friends say. I was literally just putting on clothes that were in my, in my closet. And I was showing it like, hey, aunties, I got this outfit from blah, 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 blah. I really like it, like giving some commentary about it, asking them what they think, building this community around it. So I was starting to build out budget-friendly looks. Why am I telling you this? Well, Rich Auntie on a Budget turned into brand deals. You see how that progresses? Rich Auntie on a Budget turned into now paid brand deals. It built up my audience. Like, all of this was a buildable strategy. Now, while I didn't know that I was going to be getting brand deals at the time, I was really doing something that I enjoyed. Hobby, right? It was a hobby. I like getting dressed. I like switching up my hair. I like putting on clothes. I like to put on for the aunties. Like, I love it. That is who I am at my core. Now, I have said publicly that I have had to, at one season of my life, put that on the back burner because I needed to get out of the hood, right? Y'all know I'm from the inner city of Chicago. So you, in my circle or in my life, you don't get out of the hood by, fashion and things like that. So I went education. But what I naturally like is trying on clothes, putting on wigs, like doing all the girly things, getting my nails done, getting my feet done, like doing my lashes. Like, I enjoy those types of things. So I didn't really know that this hobby would eventually turn into a monetized and a very well monetized strategy. As a matter of fact, like, I just transferred the payment that I got today to my high yield savings account. Y'all know I'm rebuilding my life now, right? I'm rebuilding my life after stepping out on faith and taking a severe financial hit, if I do say that myself. But now I have to rebuild my life. And my hobbies are paying me to do that. My ability to educate is paying me to do that. Y'all know what I mean? So ultimately, I'm trying to say no step is too small. Don't get wrapped up in trying to take the big steps or the macro steps that you miss the micro steps. The micro steps are important too. The micro steps allow you to take the stairs up. When you take the stairs up, you learn so much more. You build up the confidence, you build up the grit, you build up the know-how, okay? So I don't want you to get in the habit of, oh my God, I need to go from, negative network to a millionaire. You want to know why those people who win the lottery end up broke? Because they didn't take the steps. They didn't even know the steps to take. So while it was a blessing that they won the lottery or whatever, they couldn't sustain it because they didn't have the wisdom. They did not have the wisdom. They didn't have the infrastructure to go ahead and to help them to sustain that. That is why I'm trying to take you step by step. I'm trying to expose mentalities that you may be married to that you don't know you're married to. I'm really just trying to take you along on this journey with me, because one thing I never want anyone to do, and I've said this publicly, I never want anyone to ask, well, how did you do it? Just go back on my YouTube channel. I tell you everything. Some of the stuff I don't even want to tell you. But I do tell you. Why? Because I want to do this together. It's better. It doesn't benefit me to be getting to the top, going to get to the money, where my fellow believers, my brothers and sisters, are not going to get to the money. That was the same mentality that I had a few years ago when I gave my siblings money to open their first Roth IRA. Now, whether they did it or not, that's on them. But I said, okay, y'all need to start thinking about retirement, and I'm going to give you the money to start your first retirement account. Because at the time I was thinking about retirement, but I'm the oldest sibling. So I'm like, let me give my siblings a head start. And guess what they have right now? A head start. So I'm trying to give you a head start and pull you along on the journey with me, because I don't want you to be left behind. You know what I'm saying? So to the person who's trying to get out of debt, no step is too small. None. Okay. All right, y'all. That's all I got. Let your hobbies pay you. Let your interests pay you, and you can potentially, if you want to, adopt my no spend Monday strategy, or no spend any day, whatever day of the week. It doesn't have to be Monday. It could be Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. It's really up to you. No spend, don't spend that day. And the moment you're tempted to spend that $5-7 on coffee, transfer that to your high yield savings account. If you want to spend so bad, spend it to your account. Send it to your account. But if this has inspired you, encouraged you, strengthened you, given you something to think about, please like the video, leave me a comment. Oh, before we go, let me tell you, I do have the Wealth Mastery Bundle available at BriannaWhiteside.com, equipped with 2 ebooks: How I Climbed Out of Consumer Debt in 8 Months, How You Can Too, and How I Saved $20,000 in 1 year, and how you can too. The link is in the description. All right, bye for real.